If the killer is someone who needed access to the vent and needed to be operating from the dining hall, then everyone who attended the tournament is a suspect.
What?
No way!
One of the tournament attendees is the killer?
Damn it! How did I not realize sooner? The fact the killer could even access the vent means they'd have to been in the dining hall at the time of the Wolfgang's murder.
We can reduce it down to 8 people.
It was probably Cassidy. She set the whole thing up.
Nuh-uh.
I was only trying to improve the mood.
My goat would never.
It wasn't me. I was playing a game with Damon when the lights went out.
It was him. Pack him up. Get him out of here.
Had to play music.
Mark would never.
Me too.
No, you did not. You lying son of a bitch.
You never touched my equipment.
I meant I was watching Kai and Damon play.
I was spectating as well.
You meant? Yeah, right. You was playing your Nintendogs on your Nintendo DS.
Me too.
Me 3. And Cass 2, I think? I was too focused on the game to remember who was or wasn't there.
If everyone's telling the truth, then all 8 of y'all were crowded round the same spot?
Near the right wall where the TV was set up. It's also the furthest wall from the vent.
Seems like someone is lying again.
The tournament participant who flipped the vent. I could deduce who that person is by determining everyone's positions directly before the blackout. So if I do the calculations correctly, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Therefore, the Pythagorean theorem is actually pi, because if you divide that... The problem is, I myself had been totally preoccupied with the game. I never got a good look at the actual people around me. Never got a good look. Wait, is that it? While I never got a good look at the others, I could still deduce their general positions and if they were near me, from whether or not I heard them. Think, Damon, think! Who and what did I hear back then? It was you. The only person I never heard was you. You live another day. Count your blessings. I know who it is. I'm just going around in circles. Go. You count your blessings. Count your blessings. You would never do anything wrong. We stand you.
It has to be you!
The killer is Ava.
Huh?
Ava's the only one whose position I can't account for. Mark was mixing a track at the time Kai and I were playing a game, so I know he must have been stationed at his pad. And everyone else? I remember hearing their voices over the sound of the game. Everyone except Ava. In fact, the last I saw her, she was standing in the corner of the room with the vent.
So Ava flipped the vent?
Oh man! And the reason no one heard it is because the music was too loud!
Don't blame me. I was just doing what I was told.
You're good, Mart. You're good.
No one's blaming you. We're all in on Eva.
Can't believe it's Eva, bro. Can't be. Like, they should have just made it Winona. That's all I'm saying. Winona or Grace. Specifically Grace more so. But,
Care to
come
contribute
on.
anything, Eva?
And like...
I didn't flip the vent.
Well, Damon says you did.
Damon says a lot of things.
While you aren't technically wrong, I don't think that counts as an argument.
Facts.
His theory is full of plot holes. He just refuses to point them out.
What plot holes?
The cord.
What?
In retrospect, you were so quick to accuse me that you overlooked a huge problem with the cord. If I'm the killer, how did I dispose of it?
Trick question. You left the cord tied to the vent.
What then? It unraveled by itself and fell into the water?
Yeah, you got me there.
How did Eva get rid of the cord? She knew how to untie it at the right time.
I got it. To dispose of the cord, you just untied it during the blackout.
She untied the knot during a blackout?
Being the one who set up the trap, Ava could have easily practiced untying the knot in advance. Or she just made it a really simple knot. Either way, it wouldn't be any more difficult than untying your shoelaces with your eyes closed.
If Ava untied the cord, did it also fall into the water?
Diana's testimony says as much.
It does?
During your confrontation with Wolfgang, you recounted hearing certain sounds.
I was just about to bring that up too. There were two sounds whenever it went off. Him falling and then another one. Everything turned to white. Wolfgang in a few seconds pitch black. The plop, which was the cord, and then the crack.
The first sound was obviously the battery exploding.
Which was Wolfgang.
And the second, when you first recounted the story, you said it was the sound of the knife hitting the water. But why would a thin knife make such a big splash?
Then, do you think...
What really caused that sound was
Leave
probably
Winona
the
alone?
extension cord
Absolutely
falling
not.
to the wall.
Known. I should have known only Eva fucking Sadaka would kill Wolfgang!
Whoa, calm down, Jamal. Don't pull out the 9.
You know, Eva's killed a person, but I mean, who hasn't, right? Like, if you really stop to think about it, who hasn't?
You're right that Eva's lied to us several times already.
But she's just a mathlete. How did someone like her come up with something this
Who hasn't?
complicated?
Yeah. You've only killed insects. But what if those insects were once people, you know?
Her talent would give her the upper hand in all that measurement nonsense.
Even so,
Half like her, half really hate her.
Eva had to steal.
True. If you play Fire Emblem, you've usually killed some people. Exactly.
She's been under
I've never
heavy
played Fire
suspicion
Emblem.
these past few days.
But exactly.
It's impossible. Wolfgang even got mad at me for being late to the dining hall by a few minutes. I've been watched the entire time I've been here. There's no way Jet wouldn't have noticed me taking his battery.
Right on. No one steals from me.
They already did.
And anyway, how could I enter the cord through the boiler room vent when I can't even reach the top of the generator? If anything, you should be suspicious of the taller students.
I understand why people are doubtful, but I can't let the conversation continue like this. Also, you could have just tied it from the you know, the dining room vent, slid it in there, paused, and since the boiler room vent opens from the outside, the battery could have just pushed it open, but you know, that could be a reach. Eva did in fact have a way to reach the vent. All she had to use, I guess she could have climbed the boxes. I really don't want to click the generator. God damn it.
That's setting myself up. Removing a box would reduce the amounts of
flexing your mouth.
I'm saying Damon would have noticed if a box was missing, but he never noticed anything.
Couldn't you just...
Then the underside of
This I can...
It's the generator, isn't it? This
is it.
Oh my god. Honestly, I appreciate
Ava,
you pointing that out. I wouldn't
reach
have
the
gotten
top
that.
of the generator. You simply stood on one of the boxes in the boiler room. There's already a huge pile of them near the generator itself. You could easily push one up against the machine.
Ah. She would have known about those boxes in advance, too. Since she explored the boiler room with you ahead of time.
Okay, I could have used the boxes to reach the top of the generator. And I could have fit the cord through both vents if I inserted the right plug. I can do both of those things without attracting suspicion. What I can't do without attracting suspicion is opening the vent.
Which vent are we talking about?
The dining hall one. Based on what Damon's saying, it needs to be opened for the killer's trap to work. But Opening it during the tournament is asking to be caught, and opening it before the tournament is useless because Jet, Cassidy, and Mark would see it while setting up.
Oh. Oh yeah, you're right. If there was an open vent with a cord tied to it, I would have noticed for sure.
Now that Eva mentions it, I'm pretty sure the vent was closed during setup.
The vent was closed?
There's no way I can execute this trap without being caught.
It could have just been done ahead of time.
It's a stupid trap anyway. All the cord and vent stuff is too complicated. There's a billion ways it could go wrong. Damon's just making stuff up.
My
He
ass.
doesn't know what he's talking about.
Wolf, can it, you four-eyed troll! You can't talk your way out of this one!
Shit.
The only person who would be sick-minded enough to kill Wolfgang is you, and only you! Don't you fucking try and tell me otherwise!
Okay. 6?
You can't say I'm the murderer just because I sat near a vent.
It seems to be pretty good evidence to me.
Wolfgang exposed you for the snake you are, and you despised him because of it. You have a motive!
Perhaps our understanding of the mechanism is wrong? Maybe it wasn't closing the vent that triggered it, but something else?
Do you have any evidence to prove that?
Even if this trap was used, you can't guarantee it operated the way Damon described.
How so?
Well, the battery could have been tied to the extension cord, with a special knot which can untie by itself. After a bit of time passes...
There's even less evidence for that!
Evidence? No one here cares about evidence. I just happened to be at the game tournament, and now you're saying I'm a killer.
Oh, my lord. Didn't she say she just so happened?
Well, the battery could have been tied to
No.
the extension cord.
You were
Special
there.
knot which can untie by itself. After a bit of time passes...
I'm gonna mess with that one.
Evidence. No one here cares about evidence. I just at the game tournament.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong.
Because you went there early. That's the only thing that makes sense.
No. It's no coincidence you were at the game tournament. In fact, it's not even a coincidence the tournament took place during the murder.
What do you mean?
It was impossible for me to notice this earlier. But the killer timed the tournament so it would grant them an alibi for the murder.
Ooh,
true. Are you accusing me of murder again? I thought you said Ava was the culprit.
The detective isn't supposed to switch suspects in the last stretch like this. You're totally throwing the audience for a loop, and not in a good way.
Except neither of you played a role in determining what time the tournament would be held. The only person to determine that was Ava.
Damn. Wait, hold on. He's cooking. When I was training my talent, I did most of my studying at 9 a.m. The brain is the most active and ready to absorb information around that time. I think this effect could help our video game skills. Alright.
Ava knew she would be in the dining hall tomorrow. So when Cassidy announced the tournament, she realized it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to create an alibi for herself.
That's insane. How could she have come up with something like that on the spot?
It wasn't just for an alibi either. Since Ava knew about the tournament, she could time the setup of her trap accordingly.
God dang, oh my lord. So to answer her question of why neither Cassidy, Jet, nor Mark noticed the open vent, when I think back on what Cassidy told me earlier today, before the tournament began, I could discern exactly when Ava opened the vent. It was after setting it up, right?
Ava opened the vent after Mark's equipment had
Wait,
set up.
wait, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on. I'm just a loon. I'm just a guy. Because I thought it would have been after the equipment, because then the sound would have came on. It would have been loud. I don't know. I'm gonna trust my gut on this one. It can't be after breakfast. Ugh.
Got it.
Oh my god. The one time I trust my gut. Why can I trust my gut in video games, but I can't do it on my test answers, bro?
And asked to help
I needed my gut to I needed that back in high school, bro. Oh my god. You're preying on my downfall? That's insane. Why would you guys do that? That hurts my feelings. Everyone's banned. Get out of here.
Yeah, Eva wanted to see what sort of equipment the tournament needed. After I showed her Mark stuff and told her we were redecorating the dining hall, she offered to help.
Biggest fans and biggest haters. That's what I like to see.
You still hadn't decided what time you were going to start redecorating, right?
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. Eva really helped me out, though. She said she would stack the dining hall furniture we weren't going to use later that night.
Yeah, I just realized. What about?
Afterwards, we could focus
my lord.
purely
Okay.
on arranging
Hold on,
the
I'll just save that
technical
comment for
stuff in the
later.
morning.
All right. Then tell me what happened last night.
Jet, Mark, Eva, and I came to the dining hall at around 8:40 p.m. probably.
8:40.
We stacked the table and the dining chairs against the left wall, and the sofas we moved to the middle of the room, maybe a little more to the right. Then we all went back to our dorms. Well, I was kind of hungry, so I stayed back a few minutes before leaving.
Hold the phone. If those sofa chairs were moved to the middle of the room, why did I see one over in the corner this morning?
Because Eva pushed it there.
Eva what?
She didn't want to take part in the tournament. Just watch it from the side. That's what she told me. I never thought it was weird or anything. Some people just like sticking to the walls of rooms, you know?
We're talking about the sofa in the upper left corner, aye? The one next to the coffee table.
Yes, sir, Eva.
We must protect Cassidy at all costs.
Yo, when the power went out, I'm pretty sure Damon ran over to that corner to look through. Yeah, a vent.
Did she move the chair there so it would be easier to reach the vent later?
Yeah, I just realized. I can't
Why
get
would
another.
I when Cassidy just said the vent was closed during setup?
I can't get another game over.
Because you were covering
I
for
can't mess
yourself
up the
in
next
advance.
minigame.
Huh?
The vent may not have been open at the time, but I'm willing to bet that's because you were still creating your trap.
In what way?
Let's say Ava took a detour for the boiler room first, and slid the internal plug through both vents. After going upstairs and helping rearrange the dining hall furniture, during which she moves a sofa chair so it obscures the vent, she heads outside and hides until everyone else goes to bed. Then, she walks back in and opens the vent.
So Eva took complete advantage of them?
Damn.
Not my fault those two are so trusting.
You think a big guy like me was gonna be afraid of some mathlete? No way!
I mean, she did lie about a lot of important things. Her
Cassidy's an
talent
accidental
being one of
killer?
them.
Never. Would never be.
She also cried and fled the scene after we found out.
If Cassidy or Eloise dies, I'm throwing hands. I don't know about Eloise, but Cassidy for sure.
It was cool. She wanted to help me out.
I would think it's funny that Eloise becomes a killer,
Hey,
though. She
can we
definitely
backtrack
seems
a
like
little?
someone who would be
Like,
killed
to before
and
all
not
this Ava talk?
be a killer. But I would find it kind of crazy if she was a killer.
Why? What happened?
It's to do with the chair's position. You guys keep saying it was in front of the vent.
I wasn't reading.
Damon stood in front of the vent during the blackout. If the chair was in the position you all say it was, it should have blocked him from crouching in front of the vent.
Ava probably just moved it during the blackout. Before the blackout, it was positioned with its back to the left wall. However, when I ran over to the vent, the chair was suddenly pushed up against the northern wall, out of the vent's range.
Damn.
Ava must have shifted the chair while everyone was initially panicking from the blackout. I'm guessing she hoped people would misremember its position and think it was always along the northern wall.
Oh man! So I totally fell for it?
Yes, sir.
I also remember seeing a speaker in that corner.
Yeah, about that. This morning, Jet, Mark, and I arrived at the dining hall a little after 8 a.m. Then Eva came a few minutes later. She helped us put together Mark's equipment, which was stationed in the lower right corner of the room. And then she volunteered to place speakers around the room while Jet and I set up the TV next to the fireplace.
Moving a speaker near the vent. Did Eva do that to drown out Diana and Wolfgang's scuffle?
Yeah, and in turn exacerbate the effects of the other speakers. There were almost a dozen spread throughout the dining hall. Some even sandwiched into corners they didn't need to be. Eva probably placed them that way to cover as much ground as possible.
Still, Eva entered the dining hall at 8:10 a.m., right? So, wouldn't it be impossible for her to knock out Lawyer Man at 8:15 a.m.?
According to Eva, she arrived around 8:10 a.m. But it's possible she actually arrived much later. Since there's no clock in the dining hall, he just couldn't have known. In fact, that might be why Eva seemed so eager to arrange Mark's equipment in the morning. Upon realizing it had a clock, she wanted to ensure it would only be powered on after she arrived.
It seems the setup of this trap occurred across 3 phases. Phase 1 took place in the boiler room and involved tying a lithium battery to an extension cord.
How many pages does Ulysses like journal have? It's gotta have multiple, right? Well, no shit, it's a book. But like, is it never ending? Is it an enchanted book? It just has infinite pages. Is that what it is?
The cord was then slid
because I want to know.
It's either vent, presumably until it almost poked out the other end of the ventilation shaft.
Because it's either he writes super small, or it just has infinite pages. I wonder how many notes he has in that thing.
Phase 2, by contrast, was carried out in the dining hall. The aforementioned cord was tied around the dining hall vent, which was then left open. This must have happened after Cassidy, Mark, and Jet were
20
already
copies.
done redecorating.
Could be.
For the third and final phase, the battery was carefully suspended over the generator. All these steps combined created a pulley system, which could only be triggered by closing the dining hall vent. Is there anything I'm missing?
How I closed the vent.
Huh?
No one has explained how I closed the dining hall vent. Obviously, I didn't do it during the blackout. According to Damon, the blackout can only happen after the vent is closed. So, I must have stood up, gone behind the chair, and closed the vent during the tournament. That's stupid. Someone is definitely going to notice that sort of conspicuous movement. It doesn't matter if that someone is on the opposite side of the room. They're going to notice.
How did we overlook such an obvious discrepancy?
He was right. Standing up would look really suspicious, which is exactly why she used that to circumvent the problem. Makes sense, yes. The chair is the only thing that makes sense.
This is it.
The location of your chair bypasses this problem entirely. Towards the vent, all you need to do is set the chair to recline and reach behind you.
Set the chair to recline?
All the dining hall chairs have the ability to recline. Some were already set to that position at the start of the tournament, including Eva's. With her chair in recline, Eva can easily reach down and close the vent without shifting from her position. It's not perfectly inconspicuous, but it's subtle enough to not catch most people's attention, especially those focused on watching a video game competition.
Damn.
Well, am I wrong?
This isn't funny. Just because I was sitting in front of the vent doesn't mean I was the one who triggered the mechanism.
No one can sneak up behind you without drawing attention, especially when all the lights were still on.
That's just dumb! Where I was sitting shouldn't make me a murderer.
Even so, with everything we've spoken about...
Everything? Did you already forget what was said earlier? Just look at all the items I would need to set up this murder. The battery, the extension cord, the rolling pin, the taser, the syringe, and the supposed drug used with it. How could I have collected all of those things? Wolfgang and everyone else hated me because I lied about my talent. They were on their guard whenever I was around.
And that's exactly why you did it.
You think Jet and Desmond would just let me walk into their rooms and take their stuff?
That's true. We still haven't explained how she robbed 2 people's rooms without being caught.
Unless you can prove I had the chance to get all this stuff, you can't make me out to be the killer.
Fine.
She's low-key cooking.
I'll show proof. Only you could obtain the items necessary for this murder.
She's low-key cooking, I ain't finna lie. Oh, one mistake and I'm done. It's so true. Oh, he's closing his eyes. Watch the shit. For the murder. Ava did not have my blackmail. Ava had Desmond's blackmail.
I got it.
Hold on, I'm cooking. Hold on.
You were well aware of the existence of those items.
Unlimited penalty. Quick save the game? Nah.
For starters,
We don't save.
everyone heard about Jet's battery. It was common knowledge due to his boast.
I've never saved this game once.
Wait, so it's all my fault? Ouch.
For the rest of your plan,
Smooches.
the syringe and drugs are both readily available.
I
in
am the
pharmacy.
ultimate pro gamer. Thank you
As for the
for
taser,
realizing who I am. Everyone else doubts me. Only you are a true believer.
You may not have known about its existence right away, but you still had every incentive to search Desmond's room. Because you received his blackmail.
Eva? You knew my blackmail this whole time and never said anything?
So what?
Damn.
Huh?
So what if I knew? I wasn't the only one. Damon knew your blackmail as well.
Oh, yeah. He read it out loud to everyone earlier, didn't he?
Damon knew almost everything I did. He knew where the items used in this murder were stored. He knew the layout of
Is
the
she gonna
boiler
try and
room
flip it
the
on
storage
me?
closets. He knew all sorts of things. The only thing he didn't know is the one thing more important than any piece of physical evidence.
The hell are you talking about?
See, you still don't know. You still don't know that we never saw eye to eye.
Huh?
Eye to eye on the not killing each other stuff?
On Wolfgang.
Eh?
Damon saw the way Wolfgang scolded me and treated me like a bad guy, and he thought I hated him the same way he did. But unlike Damon, I never wanted Wolfgang to die.
Yo, the gaslighting is insane.
What the?
Whoa! That's a loaded accusation.
Not a first for this trial.
If you thought you saw the worst of Damon after the dummy trial, you underestimate just how low he can stoop. I practically risked my life pretending to be his ally. But in return, he let me see the extent of his deceitfulness.
Yo, okay, hear me out. Am I bugging? Or does Ava low-key sound like Season 1 Ash Ketchum?
Misty, please, only one of us can hallucinate at a time. I risked my life pretending to be his ally.
Does she low-key sounds like Ash Ketchum from like Season 1? I'm talking about the 1990 show, Season 1, Indigo League.
Which is why I can tell everyone that Damon has Wolfgang's blackmail.
And so what if I do? What are you gonna do about it? I got the balls to say it. You didn't have the balls to say you had Desmond's. What you finna do about it? Exactly.
Oh gosh.
Ava, you son of a...
Any reason you didn't tell us this earlier?
Because I didn't want to, you batch.
Well, I didn't think it was incriminating.
Get a little
at first.
sassy.
Not even when he refused to come forward about it?
That was weird, but I didn't want to make accusations at the time because it could have just been his ego talking. Only after watching him reject the taser gun over this dumb mechanism he made up did I realize I had potential evidence on my hands.
Damon, do you have your blackmail on you?
Yes,
Don't
sir, I
worry
do.
about reading it out loud or anything. Just show the image. That's all you gotta do.
Did Ava really never trust me? Why then did she disclose so much to me? Why did she tell me? No, this can't be at the forefront of my mind right now. I'm on the cusp of bringing this case to close. What Ava thinks about me shouldn't matter. What she thinks about me. Took my side way back at the beginning, remember? We were the only people who refused to listen to that lawyer, and you helped me solve the mystery behind the whole case. No one thanked you, though. I'm really sorry about how things turned out. The other students wouldn't have treated you unfairly if it wasn't for me. Damn it! This entire time, I've been judging the others for how trusting they are, not even realizing I was blindly following the words of a stranger. And now, everyone here, they're gonna hold this blackmail crap against me. Even more than if I'd just come forward earlier. Even so, what choice do I have? Excuse me. My bad, guys. Excuse me. That was actually very rude of me. I should have warned y'all of that happening, and I didn't. That's actually very impolite of me, and I am so sorry. Yep, there goes every person who subscribed. They just unsubscribed. My subscribe count is going from like 420 something down to like 20. It's been a good run. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Fine. I'll show it.
You're gonna show what?
But only the picture. As requested.
With those words, I retrieved the envelope from my pocket. I actually gotta select it and pulled out the photo.
He's married?
Ingrid, Wolfgang doesn't have blue eyes.
So, who is this then? His parents?
I mean, why else would the guy look like him?
Given the year this photo was taken, these two people must be his parents. Look at what's printed at the bottom. April 17th, 2001. We know how old Wolfgang is because of the student reports. In 2001, he wasn't even born yet.
But why his parents? Are they being held against their will?
No. You can't leave us hanging, Damo! You gotta read out what it says!
That's not what was asked of me. And even if I had to, I don't think someone who can't explain himself should have his secrets revealed to everyone.
Some things are better left unsaid.
For the record, I know what Wolfgang's blackmail says, but it didn't change my outlook on him. I don't think it's possible for anyone to hate someone like Wolfgang. He was always brave in the face of sheer adversity, and encouraged everyone else to act likewise. Wolfgang challenged me to be a better person. Wolfgang challenged all of us to be better people. And maybe Ava simply couldn't rise.
It was just because of the red hair.
Don't listen to him. He's trying to divert everyone from the truth.
Even though Wolfgang and I didn't always see eye to eye,
I have to hear
my respect for him
Ava's
and
voice
his talent
actor
never
just
wavered.
say Pikachu, I choose you, just once. That's all.
Why would someone
have
like me
to.
harm him? Me, who's been leading this trial much the same way he led the one before. I may have questioned the idea no one here would kill, but that doesn't make me someone who wants to see bloodshed.
He does! He does want bloodshed! We have all the proof he's a cold-blooded killer! Wolfgang's blackmail, which he lied about having!
But wasn't Damon played?
Nothing he says should be trusted. Nothing he says about me, or anything else.
It is odd that he places faith in a man who does not have faith in us. So much so, these discussions are mostly led by his own conjecture.
Damon isn't the killer, though. Why would he try to mislead anyone? Like, he and I were playing a game when the murder happened, and multiple people can vouch for us.
Not to mention, the things he's been saying make a lot of sense.
Truth has no personal alliance. That's why.
Even if he wasn't here, we'd arrive at the same conclusion anyway.
Depends who you mean by we.
Then, you all still think I'm the killer?
Yes.
Someone needs to be voted by the end of this.
Don't just say it like that.
Nah, say it how it is. There it is. There it is. This art actually goes cold. This is why I love the trials, because you always get like the coolest artwork of the characters.
Ouch! My ears!
You have a helmet on, you're fine.
How would I know? How would I know when to drop it?
Drop what?
The battery! Damon says the killer dropped the battery when Diana was already in the boiler room. But how would I know when Diana was in the boiler room? It's not as if I could listen out for her. The music speakers are too loud. And the dining hall has no clocks. So it'd be impossible for me to know if it was 8:45 a.m.
You had a DS.
Only Mark's DJ pad had a clock.
You wanted to see her crash out? Yeah, well, she's crashing out now.
She never spoke to me.
Oh, you have a 2DS? That's crazy. No, that's just it. That's just crazy.
I never even got up from my chair.
Bro, don't reach your hand out. I might give you a high five.
Besides, how could I be sure Diana arrived on time anyway? If you can't explain how I knew when to drop the battery, then shut up and stop accusing me!
Somebody's a little angry. Do you need to go in the timeout corner and cool off? Ava makes a decent point. How did she drop the battery in time? Did she just rely on chance? No, that doesn't seem likely. Her entire plan fails if the timing isn't right. Come on, think, Mark! Millions of people will die. If my years of debate have taught me anything, I need to look at this from another angle. If I just take it from the top, while assuming Ava is the killer... Is it time? Is it time? Damn. Yo, hold on. I'm on my last life. This is actually stressful. Wait. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let me think. Critical thinking skills going. They said they finished around 8:40. They went back to the rooms. That's plenty of time to go back down. But she's had the DS, so she very well could have checked the time. Fuck. Ah! I don't know! Ah! Fuck it!
I got it.
Ah, let's go!
The only way the killer would have known to spring their trap.
I am
by
shivering
seeing
in my
Diana enter
boots.
the room.
My shivers are timbered.
Any uncertainty would ruin the plan. And the dining hall
Or my timbers are
wouldn't
shivered.
hear anything over.
My shivers are timbered. So where does she watch Diana from? There are only two possible places. Oh shit. She low-key could have watched from the vent though. Cause you can see through the vent, right? But how will she have access to the camera? She's not like a hacker. Vent, the camera. Ah, yes. She climbed into the generator. Trust me, I would know. Please, bro, please. I don't know. Ah! No, I clicked it. This game is ass. It's horrible. It's trash. Why would they give me an option of yes or no? Why? Oh my god, this game is horrible. Bro, so dramatic. It's so what? What are you gonna do about it? Exactly. Nothing. Maybe the dramaticness is actually me putting on a show, you know? Because if you really stop to think about it, like, well, now that I got multiple lives, I could just pick one. Okay, so it was the camera. Okay, cool. Good to know. But you know what? It might be a little funny. Might as well click the fucking generator, because, you know, why not? Why not the boxes? You know, she could have pulled a Metal Gear Solid, you know? I'm actually throwing. Okay, let me stop.
This is it.
It's impossible to
Listen to chat.
Event,
I don't look at chat. We're smarter. Okay, you're right. My bad. You guys are right. My bad. All right. I'll listen.
Was by using the school cameras.
Say what?
I don't understand how, but Ava must have used the camera.
Is she working with the kidnappers?
Are you kidding me? How the hell would I have access to the camera?
In order to actually see what was happening on the security cameras, what Ava needed access to. Naturally, it would have to be some sort of screen. A screen, huh? Thinking back on all the various clues we discussed, I can't pinpoint anything which could provide an answer to that question. Feels like deja vu, doesn't it? When all other options are ruled out, I can only turn towards the one which still remains. The one we've yet to discuss. Ava. Excuse me, my bad. Excuse me. It's time I bring an end to what you started. For better or for worse, this one will be your final lie. Oh, shit. It won't be without a fight. An argument altercation. Galaga? Oh, it's like Galaga? Okay. Say less. I play a shit ton of Galaga.
I didn't see anything. Why would I kill anyone?
Oh, wait, I moved forward.
This
Wait,
isn't
shit.
fair.
Weave.
This
Oh,
isn't
weave.
fair.
Oh, weave.
It's Damon
Ooh, weave.
It's Damon who's suspicious.
Oh, shit. Yo, you
Damon
hurt.
who's suspicious.
Oh!
There's no
I
proof
miss.
I killed Wolfgang.
I miss. I'm trash.
It's Damon who's suspicious. Who
I
cares
push
about
space
the
bar.
camera? I didn't
I push
see
space bar.
anything.
Ah!
This isn't fair.
I need you to move.
This isn't fair.
Weave.
This isn't fair.
Weave.
Who cares about the camera?
Weave. Shit.
I didn't see it. Damon, I thought you trusted me.
Fuck no.
This isn't fair.
Wait, what? Yo, you're cheating. You're cheating. You're cheating. You can't do that. You can't do that. You are cheating. Holy shit. Stop that. Stop. 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 Stop.
It's Damon who's suspicious.
Yo,
This isn't fair.
relax. I didn't mean to fire that. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. I'm cooked. You're cheating. You're cheating. You're actually cheating. Stop. 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 Stop.
Damon who's suspicious.
You're actually cheating. Cut that out.
Damon who's suspicious.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. You're actually cheating. You're actually cheating. Stop.
Just wanted to help.
It's not fair. You're not fun. No one likes you.
Proof I killed Wolfgang. I didn't see anything. It's Damon who's suspicious.
Yeah, I'm suspicious, but
There's no
shut
proof
up.
I killed Wolfgang.
No.
Who
Ah!
cares about the camera?
Yo. Yo. Yo.
This isn't fair. I didn't see anything. Ouch. Why won't you believe me?
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. You're a bitch if you do
There's
it.
no proof I killed Wolfgang.
You're a bitch if you do. You're a bitch if you do.
This isn't fair.
You're a bitch if you do.
It's
Don't do it.
Damon who's suspicious.
Objection.
Why would I?
What the hell is that? Did I win? No, I fucking died. That's what happened. Yeah, I'm actually
It's
cooked. Hold
Damon
on.
who's suspicious.
Cast this bullet.
Why won't you believe me?
Fuck you, bitch. Alright.
This isn't fair.
It is fair. Everything's fair in love and war.
Anyone.
Heart of the
Who
cards.
cares about the camera?
I do. Oh my god, you're
It's
actually
Damon who's
trash.
suspicious. Who cares about the camera? Why
I
would
do.
I kill? It's Damon
Come down
who's
here.
suspicious.
Catch this bullet.
It's Damon who's suspicious.
No way she got
Damon
4
who's
phases.
suspicious.
Objection? What is that?
I didn't
What is
see
that?
anything.
What is that?
I
What
didn't
what is
see
this?
anything. Who cares about the camera? It's Damon
Whoa!
who's suspicious.
Stop!
There's no proof I killed
Yo.
Wolfgang. Who cares about the camera? I didn't
I
see
do.
anything.
I care. I care.
I didn't
Stop,
see
stop,
anything.
stop, 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 stop,
Who
stop.
cares about the camera?
Listen, we love each other.
Damon who's suspicious.
Everything's fun.
I just wanted to help. How could I access the security camera? Ugh. I just wanted
Oh
to
my
help.
god. I didn't realize it was a full ass
Who cares
sentence.
about the camera?
I'm cooked.
There's no proof I
I'm
killed
so
Wolfgang.
cooked.
This isn't fair.
Yo. Yo, 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 yo.
Proof
Oh,
I killed
weave.
Wolfgang.
Catch this bullet, bitch.
Why would I kill anyone?
Yeah, I'm cooked.
Why would I kill anyone? I just wanted to help.
Yo, she's cheating again.
There's no proof I killed Wolfgang.
I'm dead. I missed. Oh my god. Oh my god.
This isn't fair.
You're right, it isn't fair. You can't just send these out back to back. Oh my god. Do I have to start over again? Oh my god. Ooh, she tried to move last se-
How could I access the security camera?
It's over. Ava, we know the truth.
Did I win?
No!
Did I win? I did it. First try, honestly,
What you
too.
said is
Like,
true, Ava.
I am
Whether or not the
literally
trap works,
the
the
best
only
gamer there
killer
is.
can see inside the boiler room.
I did not struggle with it once. Anyone who says otherwise is a non-believer.
Which begs the question, how does the killer see inside? They can't just get on their knees and peek through the vent. Everyone in the dining hall would notice.
True.
Besides, the vent probably offers very little in the way of an actual view of the room.
Exactly! It's impossible!
Right. It's impossible. From this particular angle, if I switch perspectives, your entire argument comes completely undone.
What do you mean?
Ava assumes I'm taking only one factor into account. Her position at the time of Wolfgang's murder. Little does she know that in ruling out that factor, she's led me straight to another. A certain item which could have granted her the ability to see inside the boiler room.
And that
An item
was?
that, like the chemical smell, only makes sense when all other options have been ruled out. The game console she brought with her to the tournament.
Ava had a game console?
She wanted to get in the spirit of the tournament without being directly involved. Or so she claimed. But when every other option has been ruled out, what else can we look to but the one that's yet to be addressed?
Oh, Damon is cooking!
Are you saying she saw inside the boiler room using the console?
In a way, she is the ultimate liar. Yeah, you are right. It is funny how it's coming full circle.
So we played live footage of the room?
But it is also crazy that, yeah, they hyped Wolfgang and Ava, and it's crazy how they both died at the
Sounds like a
beginning.
stretch.
Their writing is fire.
If I'm wrong,
Who gave them the pin?
Ava should be able
Who
to
let
prove
them
her
cook?
innocence. Go on, Ava. Show us the console.
Huh?
I don't think she has the console on her, dude.
She has to. She never had an opportunity to slink away and dispose of it.
Well, what about the blackout?
When the blackout first hit, people were disorientated for about a minute at most. Ava likely spent those 60 seconds undoing the cord and moving the chair. Between then and now, she's never been alone. The only exception was when she and I split up to investigate the dining hall and the dorms respectively. However, the laundry room, dining hall, and courtyard all
You
had
let them
people
cook?
in them. So I
I'm
doubt
proud
she-
of you.
And the janitor closet? That room has been locked for days now. She obviously couldn't hide the console there.
Which means it must still be on her person. Like I said earlier, if I'm wrong about the console, you can take it out right now and show everyone its contents.
What are you waiting for? Quit hiding the stupid thing and show it!
Oh, she better crash out.
You're just trying to make me look bad. You don't know what you're talking about. You're just jealous of me.
Damn. Red-handed.
You're jealous of me and my talent. That's all you are. Jealous.
Ain't no... The only time I could have used your talent was when I needed to complete the SAT. That's the only time I needed your talent. Otherwise, I don't need it for nothing.
Hey, calm down.
Ain't nobody jealous.
Why not just pull out the console?
Yes, show us the console and then you'll be done with this.
No! I don't have to show anyone anything.
I mean, she ain't wrong.
That's the most suspicious thing you could say.
It's not suspicious. I'm telling the truth.
That's obviously a lie.
Why go through the effort of mentioning Wolfgang's blackmail if you won't reveal this?
Now that I think back on it, Ava had been staring at her console the entire tournament. I thought it was weird. Coming all the way over to the dining hall when she could have just stayed in her dorm.
Well, where did she obtain this console? We should discuss those details before continuing any more with these accusations.
She said she won it from Tozy's gachapon.
Seems natural he would stock that machine with dangerous items. With this being a killing game and all.
Between 14 impossible culprits and one possible killer, there's no need to sort out the facts further.
Oh, hold on. I gotta read. I gotta read the chat, you know?
Ava,
I gotta
you're
read
the
it.
only one we can vote for.
It's also crazy they made a longer trial than almost any V3 case.
For
True.
me without being completely sure I'm even guilty?
There's no
The case was stretched way too much. It could have been way shorter. But you know
In
what?
case anyone still doubts Ava is
It's
the
okay.
killer, I'll
It's
go through the
okay.
case one last
We
time.
waited 2 years for this.
And once all
I'd
the
rather
pieces
have a
are laid
very
out for
long
everyone to
stretched out
see,
case
I'll prove she's the killer.
than just
Once
have
and
it be
for all.
like absolutely nothing, you know?
This case was directly incited by the motive Tozu introduced, in which everyone here received another person's blackmail. Amidst the chaos that spawned, the killer saw an opportunity to commit a murder.
Also, the next is probably not going to take 2 years. This took
They
long
set
because they
letters to
needed
two
to finish the
people.
game systems.
Wolfgang
Well,
Akine,
they also did
who
like
they planned to kill, and Diana Venezia,
up the
who they
quality
planned
of the
to frame.
artwork as well.
Wolfgang and Diana were asked to meet in the boiler room in 2 days' time. Wolfgang's letter told him to arrive at 8:15 a.m., while Diana's told her to arrive at 8:45 a.m.
The messages threatened to expose our blackmail. So
Yeah,
I had
like
no
towards
choice but to
the
follow their
like earlier in the
instructions.
stream, Kai was having predictions. Now I don't know
At this
if
point,
Kai
the
played
killer
the
probably
game
knew the
already,
way they were going to kill
but
Wolfgang.
I've been kind of like
Hence,
ignoring,
how they
like
reacted to this
not
next piece
no
of
disrespect, but I've been kind of ignoring everyone's like predictions and whatnot because there were some people who were coming in and spoiling, so I didn't know like what was spoilers and what wasn't.
The
But
point was for people to spend time together and not think murdery thoughts.
But little did we know.
yeah, I think Kai was one of
a would-be killer was
one of
lurking
a few
nearby.
people who said it was Ava.
And how? The killer emboldened their own plans and made it so the tournament would happen at 9 a.m.
Did you just agree with yourself?
Both Wolfgang and Diana turned down the offer, which must have been music to the killer's ears, since it confirmed their plan was working. The killer took this as a sign to commence the next phase of their plan. Later that evening, they went downstairs to the boiler room, began preparing the murder weapon.
Though it might be more accurate to call it a murder mechanism. The killer wrapped an extension cord as tightly as they could around a car battery. I imagine the battery must have been sitting on top of the generator. Wouldn't want to risk an explosion by bringing lithium too close to the water.
The killer avoided opening the boiler room vent for this segment, probably because they knew I'd remember it being closed originally.
A crucial part of the killer's plan would involve sliding the cord through the boiler room vent and out the other end into the dining hall. So they could then walk upstairs to the dining hall and tie the protruding part of the cord to the dining hall vent.
Funnily enough, the killer was going to be needed in the dining hall very shortly.
Yeah, to help Cass and me rearrange the dining hall's furniture. We were saving the whole thing for next morning, but they convinced us to do it that night instead.
Don't eat nacho cheese
Their
while playing
intentions were
games. I mean, yeah. I mean, you don't want to
Create
get
an alibi,
cheese all over your
hide the vent
controllers
with
or
a
your
piece of
keyboard or
furniture,
in your mouse, whatever
and
it is
then
that you
open
play.
the vent in secret.
Knowing better than to head downstairs without protection,
It is crazy.
Wolfgang went to
I
the kitchen
really
and armed
did
himself
not
with a
actually
knife.
expect it to be Ava. Like, it was the last person that I thought it would have been. I mean, I guess it makes sense since she did get a lot, and I mean a lot of screen time, but I just wasn't thinking anything of it.
Toshiko didn't notice a knife on him when the two met in the hallway, so he must have hidden it in his
I thought she was
blazer.
going to be final, you know? Shit. 10 hours deep.
Wolfgang arrived inside the boiler room at 8:15 a.m., exactly like his letter requested. As he was waiting,
Gonna feel
the killer
sick?
snuck up
I
behind
mean,
him.
probably. Who knows? Depends on the cheese. Like how all the characters talk during the argument. Shows they all work together instead of writing on...
Steel rolling pin and crumpled like paper.
Yeah, that's true.
The killer might have.
Every killer's op
left
would
the
be between
taser on
Damon
the
and
floor around this
Ulysses.
time.
Yeah. Ulysses is definitely going to be a problem for a lot of people. And I'm sure that's probably going to be a plot point if they choose to keep him around for a while. I feel like it would be too soon for him to go in like the next chapter.
The angsting for later, will you?
Anyway, back on topic. Wolfgang was left to lie in the partially flooded area of the boiler room, while the killer ran upstairs to help set up Mark's music equipment.
They didn't care about
Yeah,
the
Mondo
equipment.
got jealous. But
They
either
just
way,
wanted
like,
to
because
put a
I
speaker
guess
next to the
really what I
vent,
was trying to
because it would
say,
drown out the
I was
fight that was
getting
gonna
like
happen later.
Chihiro's height because Chihiro was short, or is short, and so is
you actually arrived.
so is whatever her name is. And so I was like, you know, height and the correlations. I was like, okay, you know.
So that's when I got to the boiler
But that's
room.
my fault. I'll take the fall
I
on
made
that.
sure to close the door behind
But
me,
technically, yes,
just
Chihiro
as
is
the
a
message
child
told me to.
because
Bad idea.
they are not 18.
Killer flipped the
But again,
doorknobs
it
and
really
the
just
lockers on the
depends
outside
on
instead
what
of
is
the
considered an
inside.
adult, depending on
Lock
where you
yourself
live.
in.
The
room
dogs
was
are
really
barking.
dark too. I didn't even see the suspended
Toshiko.
battery.
There we go. I'm always going to
Only
forget
the blinking security
Toshiko's name.
camera. And then, Wolfgang. He got up on his feet all of a sudden. And he started crying and saying these weird things.
Oh yeah, I was happy to kill Mondo off for sure. I never really liked Mondo's character anyway. Like, he has a cool design, don't get me wrong. I just didn't really like him personally compared to everybody else.
But the very next second,
But Chihiro, oh
he
my god,
attacked
that
me
hit.
with his
That
knife.
hurt so
The
much.
drugs probably gave him a frightening hallucination, and he perceived you as a threat.
He was screaming at me, and I was screaming back. No one from the tournament could hear us over the music. At one point, I even picked up the taser, but then I threw it back down again.
And that's when the killer decided it was time. Having set their chair to recline, they were able to casually reach down and close the vent behind them. This lowered the extension cord.
Please don't
causing the
play that
car
loud
battery
banging
to enter
again.
the water
Please
and
don't.
discharge a huge amount of electricity.
Don't do it. God dang, bro. Warner Brother.
Wolfgang, who was still standing in the water, was electrocuted instantly. The battery itself exploded upon reacting with the water.
God, my ears are
which the
bleeding.
killer was likely banking on as a way to destroy evidence.
And I have the volume turned down
All of
too.
this happened right under my nose.
Imagine I had it all the way
Someone
up.
present at the tournament was committing murder.
The explosion also damaged the generator and caused the blackout. Everyone ended up stumbling around in the dark.
Not for long, though. We quickly came back to our senses and agreed to look for a backup generator on the underground floor.
They had to make sure you saw and heard the scene 3 times. It felt like they played it more than 3
and ran
times.
outside, but you guys had already made it downstairs.
Hey, but Diana lives. That's all that matters.
That's when you say you ducked around a corner and out of sight. Only after everyone went inside the closets did you then dash upstairs.
It's a good thing she did. Otherwise, we'd have found her alone in a room with Wolfgang's dead body. We would have wrongly assumed Diana was the killer, and died as a result. This complicated scheme calls to mind only one person. One person who just so happened to be sitting in a certain sofa chair.
Talk your shit, Damon.
That person is you, Ava Tsunaka.
Tsunaka. Does she crash out? And every Danganronpa game, when people get called out, they crash out. I just need to know if she does.
It's not fair. This isn't fair. This isn't fair.
Damn. Wonderful. Brilliant. Spectacular. You have seen beyond the foul lies of this scorned mathematician and delivered the honorable truth with wit and aplomb.
Well done.
This is worthy of praise. Allow me to reward your success
This
with...
isn't funny.
Can you shut up? Without Tozu's mad ramblings, the trial room had gone completely silent. Everyone was either staring at the floor or sneaking nervous glances at each other. Sniffle. Ah, I understand the reason for this frosty atmosphere. You found out who done it, so now you wish to know why done it.
Such a spoil
Very
sport.
well. Every murder mystery needs a motive, and I would be loath to break tradition at this stage. Is that the correct wording? I would be loath? Oh, okay.
There must be something.
Ava, why did you do this? Just why?
Come on.
Come on, speak up. You have nothing to lose now. Why is she so snarky? Like, hop off, bro. It was Tozu. Tozu made me do it. What? You've been working with Tozu this entire time?
Disrespect.
Me and her? Oh, please. If her plan was to secretly infiltrate the killing game, she wouldn't have given herself such an attention-grabbing ultimate title.
Rubbish.
I mean, seriously. Ultimate liar? Talk about on the nose. No. Ava is just as much of a kidnappee as the rest of you.
Son of a bitch!
Shut up! You let her get away with breaking the rules. That's proof enough you're in cahoots.
Holy!
Ava broke the rules? Yeah, when she blew up school fucking property. Why the fuck was I punished for chucking a rock at a camera, but Ava wasn't punished for destroying a generator? Shit. Is Ava the exception that the rule was talking about? What? Desmond tapped the screen of his trinket and conjured a familiar square-shaped hologram. With a few swipes of his finger, he located the killing game's rules. Okay, yeah, everyone take a look at the second rule. Students are not allowed to vandalize any official killing game property such as cameras and the Tozu trinkets. Exceptions may apply. Do you see how it says exceptions may apply at the end? Since Ava wasn't punished for breaking the generator, could that mean she counts as an exception?
Stop lying!
Are you going to explain how? Or are you just going to be a fucking contrarian? Contrarian. I don't know why I said contrarian. There's not an extra N in there. It's contrarian. I see. Ava believed she would count as an exception to the rule, which is why she didn't take any steps to avoid destroying the generator. She risked getting shot in the head over something she assumed? Nah, with how confidently Ava executed the murder, she must have known for sure she wouldn't be penalized. How about it, Tozu? Did you ever share that information with her?
Me?
A desperate killer is much like a hungry seagull, ready to pounce upon the slightest crumb of substance. Or, you know, if you just pull out a whole sandwich, they just swoop in and take it. I speak from experience. The mere implication of a loophole ignites their senses, and they, as desperate people always do, will shred their dignity in pursuit of confirmation. So, to answer your question, yes. Ava approached me with the same questions your friends are asking now. And yes, I confirmed her suspicions were true.
Not okay!
Seriously? That's unfair.
Pathetic.
Unfair? Answering a reasonable question is far from unfair. Have you never asked a professor for help on an assignment? Sure, your professor won't do the work for you, but they'll be happy to clear up any confusion you might have. Then, why did Ava say you made her kill Wolfgang? I suppose you could say Ava and I made a deal. A deal? A deal to begin the killing game. Huh? In exchange for agreeing to perform the first kill, she would receive a special perk. The traitor perk. What do you mean traitor perk? Is it the tablet? I mean, she refused to show it to us when we asked. Mind you, that a host cannot simply hand over a traitor perk to anyone who asks. For a student to be eligible for a perk, they must first earn it.
That was very...
What do you mean by earn it? Do you recall the little tidbit I shared with you about the pharmacy? You know, the one about a secret lurking inside? You see, a very interesting secret is lurking beyond the store. That secret, you were referring to the bird? Indeed I was. The door. Is Jet Scooby-Doo? Yes. That is my, headcanon. Jet is Scooby-Doo. So I was right. You would access the camera in the boiler room, which was how you saw Diana enter. I thought it was weird Ava wouldn't show us the tablet, but I didn't think it was actually wired to the school cameras. Then the reason I saw the security camera's light blinking back in the boiler room is because Ava was watching me. This is making too much sense.
Nonsense.
Ava, how could you negotiate with your kidnapper? Why would you have any reason to trust him? I had no choice. I either take his deal and give myself a chance to escape, or I would die here with the rest of you. Damn. Didn't have to be an ass about it. That selfish attitude is the reason why we've ended up in this mess. Didn't we promise to make it out of here together? If you hadn't murdered one of the only people who could have handled this situation, we might have made progress on escaping.
Hang on.
Even if I didn't kill, someone would have eventually, and if they were in my position right now, they wouldn't even admit to what they've done. They'd cry and snivel and try to guilt you. They wouldn't be honest like me.
Watch it.
Honest or not, playing Tozu's game was risky. You were trapped in a small space with witnesses everywhere. That's not a gamble we should have taken.
What a joke.
We had food, we had shelter. All we had left to do was wait for our eventual rescue from this place. But I would have died first. Huh? It was obvious from what was happening with Akira. His constant jeering at me over the few mistakes I'd made, while the rest of you followed his lead. If a class trial ever happened with him around, he would have accused me of being the killer even without evidence. And you all would have believed him. That's not... Because of Akira, I was isolated from everyone else. He turned me into an easy target for murder. And if I was murdered, would the rest of you even bother to find out who killed me? There's no way you would. There's no way anyone would. You're all the worst. I hope you all rot. Ruh-oh. That's cold, man.
Really let me down.
Even if we had some rough spots, some of us still try to get along with you. During the gaming tournament, I was fine with you joining. You think a few games were enough to forgive everything you did to me? None of you actually care about me. None of you. I've never been anything to anyone. What do you mean? It really is the same in here as it is out there. I'm always the one that people hated. Backstory? Type shit. I didn't choose this talent. I was just doing what others wanted me to do. I was the prodigy student the adults wanted me to be. I thought I did everything right, but I still kept being judged. Everyone else around me resented me, hated me, because they wanted the love I received, or what they thought was love. And despite all my hard work, the UTP turned me into something I never wanted to be. Even if I wanted to return to normality, it would be impossible. I'm stuck with this talent for life. And now when I try to become something more than a sad joke, I get hit with the realization that all my efforts were for nothing. I never could be anyone else. I never get what I deserve. But I cared.
I don't understand.
Ava, I cared about you. I don't get it.
Why?
Ava, why did you frame me? I cared for you and stood up for you whenever I could.
Say that!
I wanted to be your roommate. I wanted to help you.
I don't want to.
It didn't mean anything. Why? You still agreed with everything Akira said. No matter what he did to me, you kept on supporting him. Is that why you tried to frame me for his murder? Yeah, and you deserved it.
No.
Damn!
No.
Didn't have to say it. Diana let out a sob and nearly fell onto her podium. Louise ran over to Diana and put an arm around her shoulder.
Can you believe that?
Why did you have to kill Wolfgang in front of her? That's so cruel. She obviously knew what she was doing. Both the cause and time of death were mentioned in the mock trial. So it stands to reason they would be mentioned here too. When Ava realized that, she tried to leverage it against us. I'm sure receiving that little camera perk made it all too easy to time the murder.
Shut it!
Enough of this bullshit already. So Ava's a privileged little asshole who thinks her life sucks. Who cares? You took Akira's life. The only thing you deserve is some comeuppance. I don't agree with her actions either. But just because your boyfriend died doesn't mean that you can just be raising your tone. I need you to lower it down. I'm not going to ask you again.
Sheesh.
I doubt she's actually telling the truth. Murdering someone because they lied about their inoffensive talent? Even she must know how ridiculous that sounds.
How can that be?
If Ava didn't kill Akira because she was scared, then why did she kill him?
Honestly,
Why else but to escape the killing game? I doubt any of us were ever a threat to her. In fact, it was probably the complete opposite.
Shocking.
She thought she was smarter and better than all of us. That's why she thought she could win the case
My
trial.
thoughts exactly.
Yes, I agree with Winona. In that case, do you reckon Ava killed Akira because of his abilities as a lawyer? She herself admitted he would have suspected her if he was here. Clearly, Akira was the best person to kill if she wanted to escape.
Nope.
And anyway, Ava isn't the only one who's vulnerable. There are people here with even weaker bodies and weaker minds. Anyone who is looking for an easy kill would know who to target first. It doesn't matter. Even if no one targeted me, I still would have died first. How so? Because of the perk. Huh? Tozu told me that if I didn't use the perk to murder someone as soon as possible, I was going to die.
What did you say?
What?
Nonsense!
Is that true?
Me?
Guilty as charged.
Dude, no!
No way! Tozu never told me the number of days I had left, just that I needed to kill soon. If I didn't kill soon, I'd die.
This isn't fair!
I had to do something. You can't blame me for that. If you were in my shoes, you would have done the same.
Worthless.
It's your own fault. You were only in that situation because you took the perk. Tozu targeted me with that math puzzle. He offered me the perk when I was at my lowest point. If you guys were approached the way I was and offered a chance to go home, you would have taken the perk too. You're just a bunch of hypocrites. You just want to make me look like a villain so you feel less bad about killing me. Killing her? That's right. How could I forget? If the Blacken is uncovered... enough already. I'm sick of talking to this scumbag. Get on with the fucking execution, will you? Alright. This soap opera is entertaining, but I realize it's time to change the channel. Huh? Wait, don't tell me you're actually going to...
Holy!
Huh? All of a sudden, the elevator behind us began to churn alive. The whir of machinery could be heard from the other side of the doors, raw and loud and rhythmic, like a mechanical symphony.
Show must go on.
Do not divert your eyes, ladies and gentlemen. I hear a lot of the budget went into this. The fourth wall break is crazy. Oh my gosh. No, I don't! What's going on? This isn't happening. This isn't happening!
Blood is rushing.
To the victor, go the spoils. Hail the honorable deed. Hail the honorable dead. Not deed, dead. Avenge that ass. I don't deserve this. Even if you hate me, I don't deserve this. May our charitable justice inspire fear and humility within these wretched souls. This isn't fair. I don't deserve to die. I deserve to live. I deserve to live. And stir the hearts and minds of all those bearing witness. Ready, everyone? Let the show begin. Let's give it everything we got. It's punishment time.
I deserve to live. I'm going to live.
What the fuck are you gonna do, bro?
I'm going to live.
You're about to catch a red dot to your forehead, bro. Mara, pull up. It's punishment time. Oh shit. Alright, hold on. I'm a mute. Hold on. Everyone lock in. This is very important. I lied, I gotta commentate this. I was gonna be silent, but I can't be. This is too hype. The old animation, this is so good. Yo, what is her grip strength, bro? Fiery Furnace of Affliction. You better stand up and get to bolting. Oh wow. Running upwards. Yeah, that's gonna hurt the calves. What the hell? Are those math tools? They're... Oh my god, that's insane. Oh, she tripped. It's raps. Oh, the music's picking up? Oh. Nails? Oh, I know she's hurting, bro. Bro, stand up. Why are you crawling? Yo, I'm actually gonna tear up. Huh? Who the hell is that? She did not deserve that. What the fuck? Oh my god. What do you guys have to think about that? Not deserved? You felt that? The most sympathetic ones get the worst executions. Accepted your death. Yeah, this hurt like hell.
I can't handle it!
I don't know if I want to continue. My entire body had seized up. I couldn't move a single limb, couldn't say a single word. All I could do was stand and stare. My mind at a complete and total loss.
There's no way.
So, that's what punishment entails. Let me go home. Please, let me go home.
Isn't this lovely?
Goodness, talk about a heated moment. Ava put up quite a fight. For a second there, she almost had me believing we'd underestimated her.
Moving on.
Just kidding.
I'll be damned.
I can't give this the energy it deserves, man. That shit was so fucking tragic. They had to scrap the execution 3 times. Is that true? Did they actually scrap it 3 times? Ava died first because of the Bible symbolism. Like, what do you mean? Please describe that. If you can explain the Bible symbolism to me, I would love to read about that. I'm not very well versed on the Bible. Like, I've read the Bible, but I haven't, like, it's been years, and so I'm not, like, I don't remember a whole lot about it. I won't say I'm not religious, but I'm also, like, not very religious, if that kind of makes sense. So, like, I'd always like an understanding, because everyone has different ways of interpreting it. You just needed a friend. I could have been the friend you needed. Why did you do this?
I can't believe it.
I think I'm gonna be sick. I don't even know what I'm feeling anymore.
Oh, shit!
That is not the right line to use for this, bro.
I can't be like this.
No one else is gonna die, you hear? We're all gonna be okay. Come on, repeat after me. I'm here and I'm okay. I'm here and I'm okay. I'm here and I'm okay. This was my reality. The fear of death had already been heavy on my shoulders ever since the killing game was announced, but now it had completely enveloped me. I can't do it. I can't lie to myself again.
It's all my fault.
I'm not okay. I'm never going to be okay. I could have changed things. I could have saved her. And him, Akira. If I'd just dragged him out of the water, I could have saved him. Why didn't I save him? Diana, you had no way of knowing what was going to come next. Excuse me. He was wielding a knife, too. Anyone would have done what you did. Did he really bring a knife for self-defense? Usually a comment like that would have gotten a rise out of Grace, but she stayed completely silent. Can't let it in. Wolfgang's kindness. I can't let anyone forget it.
It is how it is.
That goes without saying. I'm sure everyone will remember what Wolfgang did for us. I've never thought of the lengths my talent can go. The ability to change others' appearances, to be the best versions of themselves. It's always been someone else who sits in front of the mirror. I've never really put myself in that place. Diana, you good? If I can't save Akira, then at the very least, maybe I can live for him.
Believe me.
You didn't do anything wrong, Diana.
Pardon me.
Yeah. I can do this. I could fulfill the life. I didn't stutter twice. He wasn't able to live. Huh?
Like a chameleon, I will adapt. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps and continue what he wasn't able to accomplish.
Tears were running down Diana's face, but her expression, somehow she looked determined. Couldn't understand it. Despite everything she's been through, here she was making some silly vow about continuing Wolfgang's legacy, acting like she's a hero from a storybook. Has this girl lost her mind? Probably.
Hold on.
Wolfgang and Ava, neither of them deserved this. I won't let what happened to them happen to anyone else here.
Back down.
For both their sakes, I'll save everyone from the
You've
killing
got to be
game.
kidding me.
Take this seriously, will you?
What?
Huh? Damn.
Can this get any worse?
It seems your peers aren't much in the mood for heroic monologues.
Moving on.
Anyhow, it's been a long day. The crime scene has already been cleaned up. Unless you have any further questions for me, you are all free to return to your dorms. So any further questions?
Lost.
Ingrates.
Huh? Now where have I heard that one? In all seriousness, I'll take that as a
Good
no.
evening.
Until next time. Just like that, Tozu walked over to
Isn't this lovely?
By the way, you're safe to ride the elevator back up. We've set it back to its default mode. What you glimpsed before was simply its punishment mode. On the ominous note, he was lowered underground. Hey, should we just go back to our rooms? Aye. It's about time we draw this day to a close. Good idea. Damn. Everyone just leaving. People silently made their way to the elevator. Horror and despair etched on their faces. It was clear today's events would not be easily forgotten. And then there was me. Everything I'd been ruminating over. The devastating images which had been plaguing my mind. Wolfgang's murder. The trial. Ava dying right in front of me, swallowed by a pit of fire. It had all retreated to the corners of my mind. The only thing I could focus on now were those 5 words. I'll follow in Wolfgang's footsteps. Hearing those words come from Diana after everything that's happened, seeing her raise her chin and act so tall and proud, just like Wolfgang once did, Pissed me off. Interesting. Beneath the veil of hypocrisy. 14 members remain. And they show the feather. To be continued. Oh my god, this chapter was so good. Oh my god.